How does it feel to be Berkshire League tournament champions now?
Feels great.
I have no words. No words.
Feels so good.
It's what you live for, bro.
Congrats.
Every day I come out here and I just try and do my job and do what I can for us to get the win.
Craziest shot of my life by far. I mean, I don't know how to say it. I missed 2 last year, and just to get this one, it means a lot. I mean, it was straight butter, but I mean.
I'm sticking with the Berkshire League because this is where I belong right now.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the next episode of The Run-Up. Today, I have a very special guest. He is a 3-time All Berkshire League first team member. He is second, I believe, in the Wamogo all-time scoring list with over 1,700 points. Ladies and gentlemen, one of Wamogo's greatest boys basketball players ever for the Berkshire League, Garrett Sattazahn. Garrett, it's been a long time since I've had a conversation with you. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. I'm glad to be on the show. I appreciate the interview. It's awesome.
All right, let's get into your early life before you had gotten to Wamogo, because you have a very interesting story, which I had read up about, but I wanted to get some explanation from you. So, the story started for you in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, for like the first 4 years of your life. Then you went to Red Lodge, Montana, then to Macon, Georgia, and you finally settled in CT. So how difficult was it for you and your family to, settle down and kind of make the most of your, basketball game and everything? Like, how hard was it for you to kind of settle?
I mean, when we moved to CT, it was my, third move. It wasn't too difficult to settle down. I mean, thankfully, I was put into a good program at Wamogo and had good players around me. So, I mean, with regards to my basketball game, it wasn't too bad. I mean, it was nice to have Reed, Sean, Ethan in the program, guys who could come around me and I could really work off of them. So yeah, I mean, it wasn't too bad when I moved to Connecticut.
What is your story on how you first got into basketball and what sparked your interest to the game?
Yeah, so my dad has always been a coach. When we moved to Montana, I was 4 years old, and then as he started to get into coaching there, I started to get interested in basketball. I started going to the practices and just really trying to understand the game, asking him questions about the game, trying to get him to take me to the gym so I could work on any part of my game I wanted to work on. It all kind of started in Montana, and then as we moved to Georgia, it only progressed. I ended up I played middle school basketball in 5th grade in Georgia, and my dad gave me an opportunity to play there, which was awesome because in Georgia there aren't any rules regarding who can play in what league or whatever. So I ended up playing a little JV in 7th grade, and then I played varsity at my school in Georgia in 8th grade. So it was just kind of a progression as I went on through Georgia and Montana, just trying to get better.
Which place was your favorite to live in before you got to Connecticut?
I would say with regards to scenery and everything, Montana was pretty amazing just because we had the mountains and the Rockies, and we were an hour outside of Yellowstone National Park. So I mean, it was a really pretty area. I'd say my favorite place to live was probably Georgia because of the people. Just people in the South they're just great, and I had a really good church family, as well as I had a bunch of friends at school that I always hang out with and that kind of stuff.
Who are some of the people that inspired or motivated you growing up, and who are some athletes that you kind of modeled your game after over the years?
I guess the person who's inspired me the most has obviously been my dad. He's always been there to help me work out, teach me every aspect of the game, and help me get better in any way I wanted to be. He's really pushed me every single day throughout my life. I think that's the main reason why I am the player I am today. And I guess, I don't know, I love Michael Jordan. I think he's the GOAT. I've always modeled my game off of him. I always wanted to be like him. So yeah, I'd say Michael Jordan.
Let's get to your time at Wamogo. So you came straight into the Wamogo basketball scene following 2 poor Wamogo seasons, but you started as a freshman and immediately made a strong impact. How did you end up bonding so quickly with your teammates, coaches, the entire Warriors fan section? Like, how did it come so easy for you to bond with them?
Well, I mean, in the leading up to the season, I played basketball with the guys during the fall. So we played in the Wins for Life Fall League, I think that's what it was, and that was just a time where we got to, gel and understand each other's game and understand how to work together as a team. And I had Coach Hunt in one of my classes my freshman year, so me and him got off to a quick relationship, getting to know each other, that kind of thing. And I guess by the time the winter hit, I mean, we were already pretty decent friends, and we knew each other and what our game was, and it just kind of went from there.
Who did you have the closest connection with on and off the court over your time with Wamogo?
I'd say the Ethan, Sean, and Reed. We were all really close. Yeah, I mean, we were hanging out, all the time. We were playing basketball all the time. I mean, after school every day. Since my dad works at the school, I was able to get in the gym with those guys and lift and work on our game pretty much every single day, which was nice. And it only just developed our relationship further and further. And I mean, I think it showed on the court. I mean, our chemistry was unmatched.
Tell me about the Greg Hunt experience, because he is arguably one of the greatest coaches of all time in the BL. What does he do that is so beneficial that has made him at that level, and how did he teach you the best way?
Yeah, I think Coach Hunt, he demands excellence and nothing but it. So it's as a player, you just want to work. You just want to work your butt off, and you want to get better every single day. And that's his mentality. And I think that mentality of only demanding the best just pushed us even harder and further to be the team we were. So I mean, I think Coach Hunt's one of the greatest coaches out there. I think the entire coaching staff was really good at Wamogo, and I just feel like they pushed us every single day, especially in practice. Everything was a competition, so it kept everything going and energy up, and it's just a really good experience. And he pushes all the guys really hard, and it's really good.
You managed to bring this team to a state championship runner-up in 2018, and you managed to finish second in Wamogo's all-time scoring list. What has it meant to for you to have been such a major piece in BL history? Has anyone mentioned it outside of high school, when they first met you at all?
Not necessarily when they first met me. I mean, it's awesome just to be a part of a team that was so successful. It was also to be a big piece of it as well. I mean, I don't necessarily care a whole lot about the scoring aspect of it. I care more about the winning and championships aspect. So I'm just really happy that we went on a run, and it was awesome to play in Mohegan. Granted, we lost, but I mean, it was still a really good experience. And yeah, it was just awesome to be a part of a great team.
After all that you had accomplished in high school and in your career there, what was your favorite moment as a Wamogo Warrior?
I'd probably say my junior year in the semifinal. We beat the undefeated number 1 seed East Hampton at Wolcott High School. That was a really good moment. Not a lot of people were giving us a chance in that game, and we went in as the underdog, and we came out with the win. We won by 7 or something like that, and the crowd stormed the court, and it was just like the coolest feeling because we knew we were going to Mohegan, and it was awesome.
All right, let's get to your time at Gordon. So there were many schools that had wanted your talent and wanted you to go there and play. So what was the reason that you decided to land at Gordon?
I think the major reason is I'm a Christian. It's a Christian school, and I was definitely looking for a place where I could, grow in my faith as well as my basketball game. The coaches were super friendly, and the coaches actually came to almost half of my games when I was a senior, so I felt like they really wanted me. And so they were super in, and I ended up being all in, and that's why I ended up at Gordon.
You enrolled a year after former BL rival, sorta, in Ben North. Northwestern guard. Played him in the BL championship game, which was a very exciting game. How much closer of a connection did you two get once you had gotten there? And, after all the history, has that ever affected how you two get along?
Me and Ben are super close. We actually roomed together last year. And, I don't think we don't really talk about high school because, it doesn't really matter at this point. But it's it hasn't affected us at all. We gel on the court. It was unfortunate he got hurt this year. Hopefully he'll be back next year we can actually get some serious minutes on the floor. So I'm always looking forward to it. Me and him are solid.
Who has been your favorite team to play against during, the season? Or, any teams that you feel you play the hardest against in college?
Probably against Nichols, because they knocked us off in the conference championship a couple years ago, and it's always been a rivalry for us. So definitely playing. I love playing them, and they're always a challenge, but I always feel like I get a little extra energy when we play them. So yeah, and Endicott as well. They're our crosstown rival, especially when there are fans in the stands. This year it was kind of weird because we didn't play with anybody in the stands, but my freshman year when we played Endicott at home, we had 1,000 people there. They were standing room only. It was awesome. It always gives you an extra gear.
What would you say so far has been your favorite part about the college experience? Whether it's be basketball related, off the court,
Gordon is we're 5 minutes away from the beach. So I guess hanging out with friends and going to the beach, playing spike ball, playing football, that kind of stuff, having fires. Just building relationships, especially at the Christian school that I'm at. There's a lot of solid guys and I can have friendships with, and it's just been really good just to get to know everybody there, and it's really like a family, and it's really nice.
So we've gotten through all my major questions, but I want you to give your family, your friends, and, the fans of the Rundown, anyone else that you could think of, a message telling them anything you want about how they impacted your growth as a player and a person, whether it be a thank you message or just a quick shout out. The floor is yours.
Oh, geez. I guess I want to thank my dad just for pushing me every single day and making me a better player. I want to thank Coach Hunt. Same thing, always pushing me, always making me the best person I could be, on and off the court. Thanks to Reed, Sean, and Ethan for making me a better player every day and challenging me in practice. Shout out to Coach Murphy up at Gordon and Coach Den. And a shout out to the little brother section. They're always there to support us during our time at Wamogo. And I guess a shout out to you for the interview, man.
You said in a past article, too, that, the Euro Leagues are, after college, is the next step for you. Where would you say your chances to make it there are as of right now?
Oh, gee. I'd say they're pretty slim. There's a lot of good players out there. It's just whether or not I want to dedicate all that time to put the work in. And, maybe I could play some low-level pro in 2 years, but we'll have to see. I mean, you never know. I mean, it's all about how I develop and how I get better as a player. So we'll see what happens. If it happens, it happens. You can talk to me in 2 years if it does. Yeah. We'll see. You never know.
Garrett, I want to thank you again for coming on here. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't gotten a chance to see this man play, let me tell you, he may be one of the best BL basketball players you will ever see. And there are clips online of him playing that, you know, we will probably run on the rundown just as a on this day type of thing, because you guys have made a lot of history, so expect that in the future. But Garrett, again, thank you so much for being on here. Any other final words that you got?
Just thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it. This is awesome.
It was awesome to have you. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of The Run-Up. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back on Saturday and Sunday with new episodes, and you can catch those whenever you can. We're out. Peace. Thank you.